Hi guys, Kamal with Mac here today with another video. And on previous video, I explained you how question number 1 and question number 2 works when it comes to this particular past paper, 2022 May June 7115. So in today's video, I'm going to explain you question number 3 and question number 4. Before we move on to the content, I want you guys to do one particular thing. Subscribe the channel. Commerce with Mac is a YouTube channel which educates students in commerce related subjects, accounting, economics, business studies. I also do freelancing in YouTube, how to earn YouTube revenues, and then travel logs, sometimes career guidance. So let's move on to the topic now without wasting our time. In this question, they're asking explain one information in each chart in Appendix 1 might be useful to TT. So we know that on the previous class, we learned that TT is a toy manufacturing company which is based in country Y, and it is planning to move and locate themselves in country Z. So now from country Z's point of view, chart 1, chart 2, chart 3 and chart 4, they have given. So we need to give them which from this chart, what are the things you can understand. Now this is the country Z chart and I can explain you one by one. In chart 1, you can see that the age structure of the population is actually explained. So if the age elderly people 61 above is 20%, 21 to 60 age is 40%, 5 to 20 is 30%, under 5 is 10%. So what we need to know when it comes to this toy company, the toy company is actually selling products to children who is less than 5 years. So now we need to be considering how many people, how much population are there when it comes to the children who is under the age of 5. So now in this chart 1, we can understand that there is actually 10% of number of people, number of children less than 5 years. So this will be a great understanding about the market to know how much is the age structure population they're going to cater when they are selling the product. So it's a 2-mark answer. 2 points is validly important when you write an answer about chart 1. So from the age structure of the population, we can understand that there are children's 10% under the age of 5, and that will be giving the company an understanding what's their exact market base. So let's write the answer for this. So I hope you guys have a way of writing. In my business studies class, I explain you and I ask you to write. Why do you want to write? I can just read the marking schemes and explain you, but that doesn't work. And if I write, that will help you out. That's the reason I'm doing in every particular session. So which I wanted you guys to attempt it with me. So your opinions might be different the way you are writing, but charts representation is going to be the same. So I'm going to write here. The chart represents 5%, 10% of population of children under age 5. Or you can also write under age 5, there are 10% of population in country Z. The chart represents 10% of population in country Z of children under age 5. This helps the company, or this helps TT to find out the customer base. So this is one of the very easy way of writing to see what's the chart and explain the particular chart. So moving on to the chart number 2. So we have unemployment rate on this country. So I hope you guys have written it. So I'm going to erase this part. Okay. Chart 2 says that unemployment rate, you can see here in 2008 it was 5%, around 6%, but it's now around 14%, which means around 14 to 15%. The unemployment rate is increasing day by day. The good thing is like people, you can hire employees at a lower rate, but the bad thing is like the consumers will not purchase toys because the living standard is down, unemployment is rising. So I don't think people will be purchasing toys and giving to their children. So two consequences you can understand, but either consequence you write, you get marks in your exam paper. So you can write unemployment is rising over the years. %. This helps TT to recruit employees at lower cost. So you can also say, as there are unemployed employees, consumer spending on toys will be less likely. So they might not spend because of they are having a very less income. So consumers will be thinking twice. Do I need to purchase? Do I don't have enough income? So is it good to go ahead and purchase the product or not? So let's move on to chart 3 and I'll explain you how it works. So we'll move on to the chart 3. Guys, I'm erasing it so you can revise it by going backwards the same video. So I hope it will help you. And we'll move on to the next third thing. Chart 3, distribution channel for toys. You might see here there are other shops. How do they distribute 10% on the other shops? Online 20%, toy shop 70%. So this gives an understanding, complete understanding how this particular TT should distribute the products towards the market. So they know that toy shop is the ideal place where they need to cater their distribution channel. So let's move on to that particular area and explain and write the answer for this chart 3. This helps TT find out exactly which customer, which distribution channel they need to choose in selling the product. The best distribution network will be what, guys? The toy store. Toy store. As it delivers 70% of the distribution network. The best distribution network will be toy store as it delivers 70% of the distribution. Yes. Okay, so now we also understood the chart number 3. Let's not waste more time and on all the way of distribution. This was the easiest way to distribute because that gives you 70% of chance to make sure that the product reaches the consumer. So then the chart 4. The last one on this particular question, make market share of existing toy companies. You have company A, company B, and company C. Now here you are able to understand who are your competitors. So by understanding who are your competitors, it's easy to sell the product. So let's, it's easy to place your product because knowing your competitors is very essential when it comes to a market. So here, business TT identifies the competitors, and this gives an overall idea what prices these computers might charge. The computers might, easy as that, right, guys? So let's move on to the next part of the question. So I have explained you chart 1, chart 2, and chart 3, and chart 4. So when the company knows how much the competitors are actually charging, that will help the company to set their own price when they are setting the price in the market. So I can also write here, this will help the TT to set the price based on customers already paid. So they can easily identify what is the amount the customers are paying. So that will help the company to charge as the competitor. So now let's move on to the next part of the question. Okay. Now this is a very good question. They're asking using Appendix 3 and other information. Consider the 3 applicants for the job of marketing manager for country Z, who is best applicant for the job? Justify your answer. Now see here guys, when you're writing justification answer, your answer can be correct in Labiba, your answer can be correct in Shahin, your answer can be correct in Samiha. Anyway, if you are okay of representing, any answers can be correct. But you need to understand one particular thing, either it is Labiba, Shahin or Samiha. You need to know that this answer should be a value, should be given a valuable justification in your recommendation part. So when you recommend that, you should say like if Samia is always better, you should say that Samia is better due to these reasons. Or if Labiba is better, Labiba is better for these reasons. So in this, you should speak about the advantages and the disadvantages of recruiting this particular applicant, and then you speak all three people in common way, and then finally you give a recommendation why they are best in choosing. So let's move on to the appendix 3 and see what they have given in this question. Okay, so they have given three applicants for marketing manager for country Z. We have qualifications and skills and experience. Labiba has 10 IGCSE and 3 A levels, speaks 2 languages, 5 years of working for TD as assistant marketing manager in countrywide. There are good things of this particular qualification. Let me write it down. But Labiba is already a person who is working in the company, who also has a good knowledge of about what is the market, what is the current market. But the problem is she's working in countrywide and she doesn't have any understanding about the culture and the consumer's preference in country Z. So let me move on to this particular person and explain. Shaheen is by IGCS and 2 A levels, a bit qualified, no, a well qualified person because he has a degree in business management and he has 2 years of marketing in a small food company. The bad thing is he's in a different industry because it's not related to toy field, but he's a marketing manager. That might be something essential we need to note. Samiha has eight AGCC and also she speaks 6 languages, so that's also another pro or plus point. But the problem, she doesn't have a well qualified background when it comes to education, like a degree management or degree in business management. In all three qualifications, if you see, she's the lowest person who has the lowest qualification, but marketing manager of a toy company, which is going to be an advantage. So in this content or way of writing, you can either take Labiba, either take Shaheen, either take Samiha. Listen to this very carefully. You can either take one of this person and explain this person is always good in justification. But I'm going to take Samiha because though she has lack of knowledge about the education, she has good experience. So based on experience, she would have learned the market already. So I'm going to take her as the final recommendation. So let's start writing an answer in a way which is favorable for you to score points in your exams. Now starting with the point Labiba, we have, so Labiba has 10 IGCSE. Let me see her profile again. Speak 2 languages. Labiba is working as a marketing assistant marketing manager. That's a plus point. And also she is working under country wise company, which is TP. She already have a background about the companies of toy. So you can write she already has a background of the company, and also she is assistant marketing manager of TT. She knows the industry well, but you have the consequences. But she is not, she doesn't know the country-wise, country Z consumers. She has, you can also write another advantage, she also knows 2 languages. She knows the industry well, but she doesn't know the countries and consumers. We can also say that if Labiba is promoted, the other employees will also find jealous about TT is not picking them to the marketing manager position. So you see that, guys, jealousy comes everywhere. So even in a company, if you are recruiting Labiba, you should be very careful that if you are going to take a person who is on the exact hierarchy, then the other people will be thinking why they are not recruiting me, why they are not pitching me into the company. So that will be another trouble. So now let's move on to the Shaheen's portfolio and see what Shaheen has. He has a degree in business management, good thing. He's a marketing manager, and also he has a higher qualification compared to anyone. So we can write highly qualified applicant have already a background of being a marketing manager. Highly qualified applicant have already a background of marketing manager, have completed bachelor's degree. You can also say that, but has worked for a different industry, which is food, and experienced in a small firm, not large company. So now TD is a big large company. He has only worked in a small company, so the background he has actually received is very less compared to the large company TD is having. So he's also the good thing is he's also from country Z. You can see here. I can show you. He's from country Z, but the problem is though he knows the culture, they are a bit scared to take him because of the knowledge he has when it comes to the different industry. So you can also write he is from country Z. So he have a background, he have a knowledge of this country's culture. So culture is very important when you sell the product, like customers behavior, customers attitude. So you can write customer purchasing attitudes, but not again related to toy. So you have knowledge of country's culture, not related to toy industry. So we spoke about with these two people. So I have given the good about Labiba and the good about Shaheen, and then the bad about Labiba, and then the bad about Shaheen. Now I'm going to write the good about Samiha and the bad about Samiha, and then finally give Samiha as my recommendation. So I'm going to erase it off because I'm going to go down. So if you guys wanted to see, go behind and just play it where I have stopped. So here we have Samiha and the final recommendation. So what Samiha says that 8 IGCSE speaks 6 languages and 10 years of marketing manager of large toy company in country wide. So good thing is she's well experienced, and she is from a toy company background. Okay, toy company background. She is a marketing manager in a large toy organization. But there's a problem. She might know how to pitch the product to customers in 6 different languages. But Samiha is not having Samiha have no idea about the market of countries Y, country Z, and she is the least qualified when comparing educational status with others. So these are the things we can write about Samiha. She's having a good background. She's a marketing manager of a large toy company. She might know to pitch the product to customers in 6 different languages, but Samiha has no idea, have no idea about the marketing countries, and she's having the lowest qualification compared to others because she's only have passed 6 subjects, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 8 subjects on IGCSE, not even having A levels. Now, when I see the recommendation, I will say Samiha have the experience and knowledge to pitch the products towards customer. Her strength is the number of languages she have learned. Okay, so her strength is the number of languages she have learned and the number of what guys and the number of years experience in this field in toy industry. Though Labiba is an assistant manager, so she might be finding it difficult to adapt. Difficult to adapt in new position, in new region. Then we can write whereas Shaheen is also from a different industry. It will take much time for him to adapt the position. A suitable employee will be Samiha. So I have given my explanation, guys. So I said that when we compare all these 3 employees, that we found out Samiha has the wide knowledge of experience and she knows how to pitch the product. She has a great experience. She's a marketing manager of a big company. No company will make you marketing manager though you are not qualified because you might be qualified in some other ways than the paper qualifications these people have completed. So that's the reason I went with Samiha. I hope you guys understood how we write the question number 3. Let's move on to the question number 4 and let me finish it off this paper as soon as possible because I have planned to put the 2022 October November paper 2 completely. I want to work on next week, so I have a lot of commitments on 7115. So once I finish 2022 October November, I have planned to move on to 2021 October November and 2021 May June. So where I can give you more areas where I can attend more areas on these. So I have already uploaded October November 2021 paper 2 which I have already completed. You can see the link in the below description of this video. And also I have completed 2022 May June this particular paper question 1 and question 2. So I plan to upload papers of 2022 October November, and then I also plan to do 7115 2021 May June. So 4 complete set of papers will be there in my YouTube channel. So also I have planned to work on 7707 papers on the reason for 2 years of papers, the 4 complete sets of papers. I have completed 7707 certain papers on 2020 May June, but then after that I couldn't put because I also worked on 7707 1707 October November 21 paper I have worked on. So I need to work on 77 October May June 2021 and 77 May June 2022 and 7707 2022 October November. So there's a lot of papers I need to work on future, and also economics. I have planned to upload a lot of content. So watch Commerce with Max YouTube channel where I can deliver a lot of videos. But you need to do subscribe the channel and also follow Always Commerce with Mac. Inform your friends there's a channel you can learn complete past papers freely. You don't want to pay. So we'll move on to the content now. The last topic we're going to discuss is about the effects of training. Explain 4 effects of training in a business. So when I speak about effect, it can be good as well as a bad thing. Because if I say good, one is less wastages, good employees treat customers in a better way, good customer relationship, brand image of the business improves. But the bad way also you can write training cost improves, lower cost of lower profits, and sometimes after training employees might leave. So I'm going to write one by one. The first I'm going to write reduction in wastage. Employee after training employees will reduce wastage and increase efficiency fatigue. Okay, you can also write this will keep the cost of production low. Cost of production low. Then we have effect 2. So what are we going to write on the effect 2? So we have motivated workforce. Employees will be motivated as they have been given training. They know how to carry their work. Their work. So they know how to carry their work. This will increase the productivity of TT. So we spoke about 2 effects. Then I'll also speak about the negative thing. Employee turnover. Employee turnover. I'm getting a lot of calls, right? Yeah, so the third effect is going to be employee turnover. So people are leaving out of the company after getting training, proper training. So employees will leave the company after getting the complete training. So this actually is a real burden to the company because company is losing a lot of money. Company will not utilize its resources, will utilize inefficiently its resources if employees leaves. So one thing we can also say that if employees are leaving the company after getting the complete training, they might go to their competitors and also work. So that will be a biggest trouble to company because you are training them to work under you, but after they get the training, they will always go for a better salary. The company will utilize inefficiently. The company will go through inefficiency. We can say inefficiency in managing its resources. Its resources if employee leaves. And the last final effect is going to be anything which you like. So you can write any point you like. I'll write the last point as quality improvement. So effect 4 is going to be quality improvement or maybe customer relationship, anything I like. But I'll go with the quality improvement. Quality, right? The business will find that the quality of the products have improved due to proper training. This will lead to higher sales for TT. So as good quality, people will purchase the products and this will increase the income what it is actually making. So I explained you the four effects of training. So let's move on to the next part. What is the next part, the last part of this paper? Are you all happy that we're going to finish this paper? We're going to start new papers on the upcoming sessions. And I have said that every week I'm going to upload papers in your particular content. And I have planned to complete the entire set of papers very soon as possible. So moving on to the point. Consider the benefits and drawbacks for countries that if TT builds a factory there. Do you think the government of countries that should allow TT build this factory? Justify answer. Now, before we move on to see the benefits and drawbacks, we need to move on to the case study to have an idea of what is happening on that particular country. So we understood that in this particular thing that we have a good understanding about the number of population, unemployment rate, which I can take in this particular answer because 15% of people are unemployed. So if we go to that particular country, countries that will get employment, countries that's GDP will increase, and also countries that will get a lot of tax revenue because we are going to set up our business. And then also we can countries that will also increase the living standard of the people because it's a big multinational company which is setting in. So the next thing, the disadvantages can be the drawbacks. Multinational company can pollute the environment, can be a threat for other competitors. They can take the entire domestic industries. They can also take the income from that particular country to outside. So here we need to know that in countries that in the fourth paragraph that they are saying that, no, in the third paragraph they are saying that, yeah, expand into countries that and become a multinational company. They could buy a toy manufacturer located in countries that or build its own factory there. So they're not speaking about the toy manufacturer or they're speaking about they are building a factory there. So if they build a factory there, what would happen to countries there? So I'm going to write the benefit which I already have spoken, and then I'm going to write the drawbacks, and then I will say, is it better the company is surviving at that particular place? So in this way of writing, you all need to understand. In previous videos, I explained you when it comes to this type of questions, you need to always remember if you are going to speak about the benefit, speak a lot. Then in conclusion, give benefit is the best. If you are going to speak the drawbacks, speak drawbacks a lot, and then finally say it's not better to move into countries that and if government allows TT to come into countries that will exploit the resources in that particular country. So your answer should be based on the points you are giving. If you get given 5 points in benefits and 4 points in drawback, benefit wins. If you give 5 points in drawbacks and 4 points in benefits, drawback wins. So I'm going to take benefit because I'm always a positive person. You might know in my YouTube videos. And then let's move on to the point of benefit now, explaining why this is good to benefit the country. So you can write country Z has an unemployment rate of 15%. This will reduce if ET builds its factory. Not only that, we can write the GDP of the country will also increase by increasing the productivity of resources. Country. The living standard of the people will also improve. Why is that, guys? Because people are getting now jobs. As people now get job opportunities. One more thing we can also say, TT will pay taxes to the government, and this will help the government in country Z serve the 200 million population. Not only that, we can also write one more point. So we can write TD creates a competition and provides wide consumers wide choice of selecting the product. So now I wrote 5 points. One is the country's unemployment is going down, GDP is increasing, living standard is increasing, taxes are being paid, and also choice is there because of new product is coming into the country. But there are drawbacks as well. So I'm going to write drawbacks list because I wanted to ensure that benefits are going to outweigh the drawbacks. So I'm going to write 4 drawbacks to ensure that the answer is going to outweigh the drawbacks. So let's move on to the drawbacks and start writing. I'll erase this off so I can move on to down drawbacks and the conclusion. So I'll write here, if TD sets in its factory, it can pollute the environment. So and a factory can pollute the environment through air pollution, or also can say water pollution. Example, okay. Multinational company, TD can also take all the earnings from country Z to their country, which impacts the money supply of country Z. Because now if country Z is, if TD is going to take the money from the particular country and they are going to send to their own country, what happens? There's a shortage in the money in that particular country. So the country will go through printing more money. It will also create inflation. But I don't want to go that deeper. But I'm just speaking about the money supply because actually they're taking all the earnings from that country and they might supply to their country. But on the other side, TD also will make more automated products. Automated will also set more automated machines manufacture, which will really not exactly help the unemployment rate to go down. TT can also take a merge. TT also can also involve in political decisions of the country, which will be a major threat in future. So big companies, they will even involve in politics, like they will bribe the people on that particular country, and they will let not the work to be done because they want their companies to survive. So multinational companies will do somehow to ensure that their companies are surviving by paying less taxes, by providing bribery. They will try to reduce the number of service they provide to the people. To be honest, so conclusion is going to be, I'm going to write, setting up in countries that will uh, uh, letting the TT company to set up in country Z will help whom? Will help the country Z. Will benefit country Z in reduction of unemployment and increase in tax revenues. Tax revenues. So letting the TT company set up in country Z will benefit country Z in reduction of unemployment, increase in tax revenues, create a better living environment, and also we can write and also and also if TT is given permission to set in, more multinational firms will set in future. Firms will set in future, which will increase the benefits the country Z in long term. Yeah, I took a lot of time to write this paper and answer, but you all also need to understand that take considerable time to write the answers, but you should be very specific on what type of answers you are writing. And if you write correct answers, you get good points in your exam. These opinions might be different when it comes to discuss questions and justification questions. My answer might be different as well as yours, but I'm doing these papers to give a understanding. I can just read the marking scheme and say that you can write as per the marking scheme, but I don't think that will be suitable because in marking scheme you get points, you don't get the exact point and how it narrates things deep. So in marking scheme there are paragraphs where they have taken certain points but not every points. Again here I'm taking certain points, not every points. I'm trying to make you understand this is the way you should write an exam paper when it comes to 7015. Hope you guys understood this paper, and the final conclusion was if you set let the company Z, it will if you let the company TT, it will set up in country Z. It will increase the benefit by unemployment decrement, tax revenues increment, better living environment for people, and also giving permission will also attract more multinational into their country. So hope you guys understood this particular paper. Subscribe Commerce with Mac YouTube channel. We'll come up with new videos. Subscribing makes me motivated to put more videos. So I want you guys to hit that button and hit the bell button so every time I upload a video, you guys get notified and start learning with me. Have a nice day, guys. See you again with the new papers in future.